Welcome to Mindflow Radio.
We are creating conscious community by sharing mindful manifesting skills and transcendental music.
We are all in this together. Reverence for all life. Reverence for all life. Reverence for all life. Reverence for all compassionate be all that you Reverence for all life. Reverence for all life. Reverence for all life. Reverence for all life.
Mindflow Radio. Here we are. She is Jai Lynn.
And he's Monte.
Yeah. And we're all in this together.
Yep.
All of us. Energy is reality.
The mothership Earth.
The collective unconscious.
What about the collective conscious?
Collective conscious. Yeah, that's true.
Where's that go?
Where's it go? It just like is in our minds.
Oh.
Consciousness, just present moment consciousness.
So the collective unconscious is the mothership Earth?
No, the collective unconscious is in our minds too. It's in our subconscious minds.
Oh, okay.
You see, and whatever stories we hold in our subconscious mind, they collectively unite with other people with the same stories.
Right.
And then you're on the same energy grid, essentially.
Right. We've
know?
been talking about that. That's pretty beautiful.
The collective energy
thing.
grid. Yeah. And the idea is you just want to keep moving up in the energy grid platform. You know, you don't want to be stuck in one of the lower collective energy grids.
Yeah.
You know,
it makes me think about something that we've been exploring a little bit, and that's dimensions versus densities. We don't know enough about it to really talk about it. Or
No.
He does.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It would be a lot of negative talk.
Aww.
Yeah.
Jeez. Anywho.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty fascinating, personally.
Well, I mean, having different levels of experience. That's cool. You know, it's like, what level are we on? Mm-hmm. You know, what level are we on? It's the same thing as the energy grid. What grid are you on? What level are you on?
Well,
you
yeah.
know, and the Buddhists have the 10 worlds. Same thing, essentially.
As
First world is what?
As densities or as grids?
Well, no, it's just levels.
Oh, okay.
Mind levels.
Oh,
life levels, energy levels. You know, the first one is hell. The 10th one is enlightenment.
Okay.
You see, and they have different levels in between.
Yeah. Well, one thing that goes through my mind is something that one of my teachers taught me, Melissa Devine, and she was talking about how when we want to reach spirit is, and she didn't use this word, but I'm starting to understand it. Spirit is such a high density, meaning that it isn't dense at all. Spirit is not dense. There's no physical matter to it. There's no density. So for us to reach this non-dense energy, we have to ourselves lift our frequency above our density. So I find it super fascinating to think about how evolution would be moving us towards the non-dense. And it's pretty neat stuff.
Well, I mean, Buddha in the Lotus Sutra says we're all destined to become enlightened eventually.
Yeah.
You know, and it might take a few lifetimes.
And that's the individual path. But what I'm talking about is an actual...
Yeah, he's talking collectively.
Oh.
That all humanity is going to reach enlightenment eventually.
All together?
No. I mean, each in our own time.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's the individual path and there's the collective path. And we're collectively, like right now, we're collectively evolving for a virus.
Well, some of us are evolving. Some people are de-evolving. Some people are stagnant. I mean,
you don't think collectively, I mean, that's kind of the makeup of evolution, is that something moves through the collective.
Yeah, I would say collectively, all things considered, we're moving in the right direction.
Right. I mean, there's some individuals that are stagnant and some individuals that are de-evolving.
Yeah.
But that's really not for us to judge necessarily.
No, but I mean, it's just discernment.
Yeah,
I mean, to know that and just work it, to the best of our abilities, trying to like vibrate on a higher level.
Yeah.
The level of gratitude, for example, is a very high level. Totally. It's a high grid collective level. And if we can get there, it feels really nice.
Yeah.
Or the level of purpose, I would say, having this like a good purpose in your life, in line with your dharma.
It's inspirational.
In line with your dharma. Yeah, feeling inspired. Mm-hmm. That's another grid level that it's good to be there. And I like being there as much as possible.
Yeah, totally. Me too.
I mean, but we do like sink down to the lower levels too of anger and fear.
Sure.
But we try to not spend a lot of time down there. Mm-hmm. Or I can speak for myself. I try to not spend a whole lot of time in those lower levels. Mm-hmm. And I try and spend most of my time in purpose and inspiration and gratitude.
Yeah. Yeah, so just to introduce today, our dear friend Erin is not with us for our monthly Tao Te Ching talk because I'm in quarantine.
Thank you, COVID.
Yeah, I've had a great time, honestly. I've done a lot of meditation, slept in. I've been eating super, super carefully, except for last night and had pizza. But otherwise, I've been just very plant-based and no snacking and lots of liquids. It's been interesting. I'm definitely grateful for this time that I've had. I've missed my friends. And that's okay, because I know this too shall pass. And I know that I'm on the blessed end of this scenario, as the person that I got it from did not fare as well, but she's doing okay too.
Yeah, good.
And I think that...
you've been working really hard. You've been going running and
it's been so
really working
fun.
your lungs.
I'm like, okay, let's do 2 laps around the soccer field. It's been fun.
Yeah, it has been.
Honestly, I've been neti potting. I neti potted every day for the first 8 days and then switched to every other day. Because, of course, I got scared from Google.
And because you're on quarantine, so am I.
Yep.
And that ends tomorrow.
Yep.
And I've been dealing with it by doing lots of Wim Hof breathing, power breathing, lots of biking, same kind of thing, trying to eat right for the most part.
Yeah. Doing our zinc and D3 and vitamin C.
Yeah, we cut way back on the sugar too.
Yep. Yep. Although I do have some honey water next to me right now.
Yeah. Well, moderation.
Yeah. But no desserts, no snacking. I mean, our dessert would be a date with cashew butter on it.
Yeah, which tastes actually
so
better
good.
Yeah, it does.
So satisfying.
Much better than a cookie or something.
Cookies are pretty tasty, but then, afterwards, they make your belly hurt. Or they make my belly hurt. Yeah, but anyway, that's...
So you're really working on respecting your immune system.
My body's my temple,
strengthening your immune system. Yeah, your body's your temple. So you have that respect towards yourself.
Yeah, I think that's something that I've held on to forever in this life. Something that I didn't forget from last life, maybe. It's my body's my temple. And that's been one of my mantras, really, throughout my whole life. Uh-huh. And my mind's been a little messed up and gone through some stuff.
Because of trauma.
Yeah. And, but even through all of that, I've done my darndest to remember that my body is my temple. So, yeah.
Good job.
So we're not going over the Tao Te Ching today, but we figured we'd talk about the current events of evolving through COVID and evolving through the divisiveness of our government.
Well, I mean, I like the idea of respect. You know,
Yeah.
we're talking about respecting your body, respecting yourself. I mean, and the more we respect ourselves, ideally, you know, even in our thoughts, if we can reduce our negative self-talk, for example, we're respecting ourselves. You know, and as far as the division in our culture right now, the election is going to be in a few days. And the division is
intense.
It is. It is intense. But on the other hand, I sense a lot of love out there too, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, the words people are saying to each other are pretty disrespectful. I mean, and a lot of people are working really hard on disrespecting other people.
Yeah.
I think. And to me, that's just an unfortunate mind habit, you know, disrespecting others. And I think once your mind gets in the habit of disrespecting others, you also disrespect yourself.
Well, I think it's very caveman-like. You know, it's very, my tribe is good, your tribe is bad. And the thing is that's done. This is done. But it's not done enough that is out of our consciousness.
Well, we're like cavemen with high technology at this point. Like emotionally, we're like cavemen. And when we were cavemen, when our ancestors were cave people, they needed to be that way because they needed to protect the water hole.
Yeah.
And each of us had ancestors that survived. So they were like bad, you know, and the weaker tribes didn't survive. The weaker tribes didn't survive.
Yeah.
You know, and
so
it was important back then that we had that.
Yeah, we were talking earlier at breakfast about what was it that the cave people ate, you know, and how did they, you know, it's not like they could just go get a bag of salt and cure their meat from the grocery store. I mean, they had to figure out how to kill and slaughter and procure their food, you know. I mean, who was the first cave person that hung little strips by the fire so that it would get smoked on, you know? I mean, it's incredible if you think about that. But one of the things that went through my mind is we as humans, I would imagine for the duration of being human, we have always had the consciousness and ability to be connected to spirit. And so I would imagine that the first person who did that was inspired by spirit or intuition.
Yeah, it was his or her intuition. So, or it happened on accident, probably, and then...
Or they were just listening to what they were being guided to do.
Most likely, it just sort of like...
An accident.
But then people paid attention. And intuitively, they're like, oh, this is a great thing.
Yeah.
You know, and bam, and then it works. And
yeah.
Another step for humanity.
Yeah, being able to feed ourselves without fresh food. And I think that that's pretty interesting now where we don't worry about that stuff very often. And if we worry about it, it's, will the truck still run to the grocery store? You know, like that's the extent of my worry. So it's really interesting to think about what is our, I guess how you were saying like it was an accident. It's like, what is our accidental evolutions that we're experiencing now? And at what point will we recognize them and acknowledge them for the power that they bring, the direction of our human culture?
Well, one thing that COVID has brought into my consciousness accidentally, you know, was just the realization of how important it is that we respect each other. You know, I mean, through this COVID and the election thing, it's like the disrespect and the frustration is just like cranked up. And it's like, you have to be blind not to see it, you know, unless you're completely participating in it.
You could just be in it. It's kind of like asking a drop of water to know it's a drop of water when it's in the ocean.
Yeah, right. That's true.
So it's not necessarily blind. It's just immersed so much that being able to have perspective is beyond the scope at this moment.
Yeah, beyond the groupthink is what you're saying. I mean,
depending on what groupthink.
Well, if it's judgmental, like judging other people and stuff, that kind of groupthink is very rigid, and it's like a cage you live within, inside your own mind, and you don't want to go outside that cage then because you're stuck.
Yeah. So one of the things that we were thinking about today is how to share with our brothers and sisters of humanity that this too shall pass, and being caught up in it is going to be painful because most likely there's not going to be a clear red or blue decision on Tuesday. It's more likely going to be prolonged, and it's important that we remain calm and observant and really checking in. This is
discerning.
Discerning. This is now the time we've done our part, we've gone voting. Now it's time to do some self-care and your body's your temple, take care of things.
Yeah.
Spring cleaning, fall cleaning, whatever you want to call it. It's time to clear the mind and sweep the junk out, sweep all those ads out, sweep the dogmatic commercials off of YouTube, out of your mind, and everywhere else they're everywhere. And bring back into focus what's important, which is your day-to-day life.
Well, it's your own mind. Yeah, right.
And we just really want to encourage people to work on self-care and
house cleaning that mind too, dusting out those thoughts and finding and noticing when you're thinking too much, because that's a big problem.
Yeah,
we think too much and then we get agitated and then we blame our agitation on other people.
Yeah,
and it's really we're thinking too much,
right?
And if we had space between our thoughts, if we had more just awareness, transcendental awareness beyond words in our day, we'd feel much better.
Yeah.
And that's the ironic part is a lot of us, I think we feel agitated and frustrated because of this internal process of us thinking too much, analyzing too much. And the ironic thing is we blame others for it. We point our fingers and we say, I'm feeling agitated because of that person, and that person. And then bam, then we're in this place of judging all those people.
Well, it's like a common thing that we go through as humans, I'm pretty sure, while we're growing up, in quotes. And I think, and what pops into my mind, and I'll make it anonymous, but if a person has something that they value in a house with lots of people, and there's an on-off switch on this piece of value, and it gets left on, and what happens is the other people in the house get blamed for it being on. But then one time when there's nobody in the house and nobody's been in the house and this object gets left on, then it's obvious that there's a chance that the person owning this piece of value actually left it on.
So you're saying just take responsibility for your own thoughts.
Yeah.
And that's part of growing up and being a mature adult.
Yeah, it's like it's taking responsibility in the possibility that it is your actions that matter. And so it's not saying to blame yourself for everything, because, hey, I'm one of those people blaming myself for everything.
Yeah.
But
you do need to take some responsibility, though.
Yeah.
I mean, for your personal life, isn't that what karma is? I mean, it just, I don't know. I mean, we work hard at like connecting with higher energy grids, and doesn't that create like positive things in our lives?
Yeah, I would imagine so. I mean, one thing that I know for sure is that they've done studies on how mindfulness affects immunity or immune response, and it definitely increases the body's ability to be healthy. And oh yeah, that brings back to mind that I was listening to some podcast. I enjoy lots of ways of entertaining my mind without listening to anything divisive. And this was about how we're going through this evolution, and the way to go through it with the most ease and the most grace and the most health is through gratitude. And I have found during this quarantine that when I'm feeling grateful, I am in a really good place. I feel good, healthy. My head's feeling fine. Everything's feeling good and functional, and life has got this beautiful glow to it. As soon as I start feeling down in the dumps, or how could I have done that? What a big mistake that was. Or why did that person say that to me? It really hurt my feelings, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, my throat feels kind of sore, and I've got a bit of a headache. And is that what's going on? Did my breath just rattle? Oh, no, and then all of a sudden I'm getting paranoid. And what's going on? And what I've found in this little experiment of quarantine for myself is that gratitude has literally made me feel better.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So I thought about how that podcast was talking about gratitude is the way to evolve with ease and grace. And I've just been sitting with that this whole experience.
Yeah, wow. So in other words, you haven't been spending lots of times hating on any politicians or...
No, absolutely zero. A big zero on that one.
All right. Nice job.
Yeah, that one's easy for me. I got disillusioned several years ago on that one. But what goes through my mind is how to come back to center as a collective, because really it's here at home, in your own body, that the changes really do happen. And there have been a lot of us that have given our power away to people that we've never met, and that have never met us and don't know what it's like to be us. And so how can we help us now in this moment? And this is a really big deal. There's a whole group of people who are losing their jobs, they're losing their homes, they haven't talked to their families, or they're talking to their families, but they can't see their families. Or there's a lot of pain and suffering right now that's beyond politics. And
ODs are way up.
Oh, ODs,
murders
suicides,
are up, et cetera, et cetera.
Domestic abuse.
Yeah. So it is a very difficult time for a lot of people.
And how can we work towards relieving our own suffering so that we can be there for other people?
Yeah, we can. At that point, we're able to help other people. Yeah. Because we do collectively need to come together and come up with solutions for the homeless, for example. And because I don't think the politicians are willing to even talk about it. So we need to take that on.
Yeah, there's some really important subjects that haven't even been touched. And that
or
are
seriously
important.
Addressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big deal, really. And we can't do anything if we're not centered in our own being.
Well, we're more effective if we're centered and balanced and clear-minded.
Yeah, I think that we can't do much, I guess I should say.
There you go.
We're not as effective. We're not able to make decisions or directions or hear guidance.
Well, that's it. If our mind's all agitated, it's hard to figure out what's intuitive and what's not.
Right.
We could be tricked.
Yeah.
If we're not clear enough, if our mind is not still enough at moments to understand an intuitive hit as an intuitive hit.
Yeah.
Because we get these false hits too.
Mm-hmm.
That's the $1 million question. And
meditation.
Okay.
Because meditation, one, it increases our immunity. Two, it helps us be more present.
Or yoga. I mean, just the movement.
Okay, meditative practices. How's that?
Yeah.
So it could be going for a run. If you're in the moment and you're going for a run and you're feeling your breath and your body and how functional I am in this moment, and wow, this feels so easy. I love this. This is great. That's one thing.
Yeah.
If you're running and you're stewing on a commercial you saw, then that's not meditative. But one thing that for me, and what flashed in my head again was that image of the caveman hanging the bits of meat on a pole in the smoke. And the idea would be that we don't know what is next. And there's no one we can blame for it. There's no one who we can say, you need to lead me out of this. It is up to us each to be open to that guidance that's within us, that intuition, that spiritual guidance. It's up to us to make that time in our day to work on decreasing that density of energy within us so that we can reach up and spirit can reach down and we can get the guidance that we're here to get. We are here to be a part of the evolution. We are here to be a leader of at least ourselves, maybe someone else, maybe a co-leader of a whole group moving forward. I do believe that this age of Aquarius is all about collaboration and cooperation. And we need to move past the I am king, follow me. And it's more that we are all kings and we're all helping each other in our strengths. And when it comes to our weaknesses, we look to somebody who's strong in that, and they're not looking down at us. They're going, oh, this is where I lead. Yeah. Instead of, oh, yeah, you're so lame. I'm gonna show you this way because, yeah, you're just so stupid. That's done. Yeah. That's done. And if you're still doing that, then it's like clinging to the past.
Yeah, it is.
So if you want to be in the present, you want to be open to being the vessel you came here to be. You're open to your potential, the reason why you are here now in this amazing opportunity of evolution that we just happened to choose to be here. Let's do this together. And you be your strengths and I'll be my strengths and we'll help each other.
Yeah, at that point we'll be all of us or a lot of us will be in our dharma. Which means really living our purpose. Which is what you're saying. You take your strengths and you determine what your purpose is. Relative to your strengths.
I definitely think there's something to be said about being the witness too, because as you are the witness, the solutions come clear. I think that's a lot of people, the people who have lost their jobs or they're losing their homes or they lost their partner or there's a lot of loss going on right now at a way more than usual or regular, whatever you want to say, normal. But it's an opportunity too. I'm at home and I'm on quarantine and I could be upset about that, but I'm not at all. I'm actually grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful that I ended up in the situation I did, that I'm on quarantine. I have absolutely zero upsetness for how I ended up in this situation. Yeah. And I think it is because of that I'm able to see the essence, the gold in it.
Well, yeah. And you're fortunate,
I'm
enough
healthy,
it doesn't
strong.
A lot of people are just living check to check. And if they can't go to work for a week or 10 days, that's a big deal.
It is a big deal. That's where I was going. But even so, even for the people who've lost their jobs, and I've been there. I've lost my job, and I can guarantee you that where I went was the mat. Okay, my whole career just went down the tubes.
Yeah.
I'm injured and can't lift my arm. I can no longer do my job. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna meditate. It's it's how we choose to use our time.
Well, and one thing that's highly interesting about meditation for me is supposedly, and I believe this, it eats up bad karma.
Yeah.
It eats it up because it's not easy. You sit there on a mat or on your cushion and you're going to suffer, but you're going to get through it.
What do you mean you're going to suffer?
I mean, because it's not easy.
Because you are wrestling with your mind and your body's kind of sore.
Both. Everything.
Yeah.
The whole experience of learning how to meditate entails a fair amount of suffering.
That's interesting, though.
But you're burning your karma.
Yeah.
And you're aligning more and more with the universal energy.
And the presence in the moment.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Which allows you to connect with your intuition, clears your mind, and bam, you're able to make better decisions or good decisions and find your dharma and move in that direction.
Absolutely.
So just making use of it. And
and what I'm hearing from you, though, is about silent meditation, and that one is really hard and super advanced in my opinion, and I have been enjoying it more often, more regularly in my life, but that is not where I began. I began with yogic meditations, which were there's a mantra, there's a breath focus, there's a drishti where you're imagining your eyes going, and there's the energy flow. There's imagining the energy moving in certain directions in your body and concentrating in certain directions. These focuses make meditation much more easy.
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons I love doing the Wim Hof power breathing, because it's like there's a lot going on and you need to stay focused with it, and then bam, the mind quiets down.
Yeah, there's a lot of bliss in the Wim Hof method, which is really just a power breathing, energizing, yogic way of breathing. In yoga, it's called bellows breathing, but it's got specific holds. Do you want to lead our meditation and do a breath power breathing session with people? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to move into our mindful tidbit and our meditation for the week. And Monty's going to lead us in power breathing.
All right, here we are. So to begin with, make sure you're seated or laying down. Laying down is ideal, actually. And we're going to be working with breath. And to begin with, I'll describe what the breathing is like. And the way I do it, I kind of have my own take on it. And I like breathing in through the mouth, just fully and in a relaxed way. And then I breathe out through the nose. And just kind of let the exhale happen. You want to cut the exhale short so you're actually breathing in more than you're exhaling. It's and we'll do that for a little while, not too long. And then we'll do a breath hold. So it's just at the end we'll do that a number of times, and then I'll say hold, and it's breathing in, exhale a little bit, hold. And then we'll hold our breath for a while. And as we're holding our breath, try and feel the energy in your body. This energy, this Wim Hof breathing, whatever this is, or my rendition of it, has really helped heal some injuries in my body. And so when I hold my breath, I feel the buzzing in my torso and I feel the buzzing in my hands. And I know that's my prana. And I try and direct that towards any type of injury, or I just let it buzz. And I just realize it builds a lot of vitality. Because that's one thing this breathing does. If you're in the habit of doing it, it makes you really high, actually, and it builds vitality. And there's no crashing either from this practice. So it's a great way to, when I need to settle my mind down, I go to Wim Hof breathing, or this power breathing, this type of power breathing, because it's super effective. And it gives me a lot of peace of mind and clarity. And I practice it every day. I've been working on various breathing exercises for, probably the last 4 years, 5 years. But this technique I'll be describing, I've really been going at it hard for maybe a year, I'm guessing. So now let's try that. Make sure you're sitting or laying down. Getting comfortable, relaxing the body, trying to relax the mind. And now we're going to start the breathing in through the mouth and exhaling through the nose, and just try and follow along. Last one, breathing in. Exhale, hold. Feel the energy in your body. Slowly exhaling all the way. Breathing in. Hold. Exhale. That's one round. We'll do one more round. Breathing in. Exhale through the nose. Few more. Last one, breathing in. Exhale, hold. That was Power Breathing 101, IMI style. How do you feel now? How does your mind feel? How does your body feel? Be aware of energetically where you're at. Do you feel more relaxed? Do you feel more serene? Do you feel more clear-minded? Right. Good job, everybody.
Yeah, nice.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something that he does 2 times a day about?
Yeah, at least once a day, but hopefully more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've received so many benefits from this practice. And it feels so good.
Mm-hmm.
And who doesn't want to be more vital? You know? I mean, it's something many, many, many of us can do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I kind of have flashbacks to running track in
Mm-hmm.
college, you know, or in high school, and just the way my lungs are working and that vitality, and bringing some of that vitality back into my life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know, it's been a very beneficial practice.
Mm-hmm. I've been doing 1 round in the morning before
nice.
meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Wim Hof has a free app too if you're interested in his power breathing.
He has a lot of free
very
videos
similar.
on YouTube as well.
Yeah, he's got some
sometimes
good YouTube
easier
stuff,
to
for sure.
just look at YouTube.
Well, that's how I got started. I followed along on one of his YouTube breathing exercises, you know, and I still do that some days. Other days I just do it on my own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so if you enjoyed that, you can try to do that once a day while we await what happens next in our world.
Mm-hmm. And you know, the in our individual worlds too.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
where will we be?
Mm-hmm.
What will we be moving towards?
What new careers are going to be developed, and
right.
what new avenues of helping each other are going to be invented?
Yeah, and what new ways of even monetary abundance are unfolding?
Yep.
Cryptocurrency, perhaps.
Absolutely.
It's new. It's great.
Not that new, but yeah, it's
pretty
new-ish.
new, relatively.
It's the newest money we have.
Relatively speaking. Yeah, right. It's super new. But give it 50 years and it'll most likely be the dominant form of money.
Mm-hmm, I believe it.
Of currency, I should
say.
So
what we're going to do next is we're going to share a song with you, and it's called City A Call. And basically it's about being timeless and undying. And there is a part of us that is unborn and undying. And that part of us we need to connect with as often as possible, because the nature of life is the dense part of us passes. It has a timeline. But the unborn, undying part of us will continue on. So it's good to connect and identify with that part of ourselves and identify with that part in others, because it helps us see beyond the illusions that we are distracted by being a human. And then we'll close our session this time around, and we're just so grateful. We're so grateful for our Viroqua peeps. This show will air on WDRT, which is our local community radio station that we've been participating in for
5-ish years, 5.5 years.
Yeah, COVID really threw it off. I think that we're on 6, though. No, Maybe you're right. Yeah. I don't know. Anywho,
and we
5 or
also
6
have
years.
if you're interested, we have a.
So we would just want to say thanks to Community Radio, WDRT. Say thanks to Viroqua and that Driftless region and our community here that we've been enjoying socializing with.
Yeah, and a shout out to James Halberg for starting this radio station.
Yeah, and a big thanks
many moons ago. Good job.
Big thanks.
Way to manifest it.
Yeah, and a big thanks to all the people listening online as well. Mm-hmm. And if this has been a benefit to you, please share with your friends. Mm-hmm. That's how we get the message out there, is word of mouth, the tried and true way of sharing what is meaningful to us. So, blessings. You are here on purpose. You are here with meaning. We are here to learn more. We are here for healing. Pain is a message and wounds hold your pattern. We are on purpose here now together, healing our minds and hearts, feeling our bodies and souls. So far to go, timeless we flow. So far to go, timeless we flow. A pain is a message and wounds hold your pattern. We are on purpose here now together, healing our minds and hearts, feeling our bodies and souls. So far Thank you for your presence. You've been listening to Mindflow Radio. You can support Mindflow Radio on Patreon and get exclusive content access. Big gratitude to Lotus Head for their mindful music, keeping us in the flow. A shout out to our sponsors, Integrated Mindfulness Institute. Online, visit www.imi.earth. For ideas, questions, or comments, contact us by email, connect@imi.earth. Many blessings on our health and peaceful evolution. We are all in this together.